Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have 4 sandwich recipes to share with you. Whether you're looking for a lunch idea or a dinner idea, these recipes will be perfect for either. So let's go ahead and get started and I will show you what I made. First off today, we're going to make a super easy pizza-styled grilled cheese. I am using my griddle for this, but you can just use a pan if you want to. I'm starting off by using a nice thick bread. I like to use this one here. During this time, I was just letting my griddle heat up, and I was buttering this bread on one side, sprinkling it with just a little bit of garlic powder and oregano. On top of the bread, next I'm adding 2 slices of mozzarella cheese. Then I'm layering with pepperoni. I like to use turkey pepperoni, but you can use regular if you'd like. Next, adding 2 more slices of that mozzarella cheese and another layer of pepperoni. Then I just repeated with the bread, added butter, oregano, and garlic powder. There's no right or wrong amount, I just gave it a little sprinkle of each. And then I just went ahead and made another one on the side here. I like to cook these on a nice low heat, that way they can slowly brown up, but that also gives it lots of time for the cheese to really melt down. Here is what a finished plate looks like. As you can see there on the side, I have a little cup of marinara sauce that I sprinkled with some grated parmesan cheese and parsley. Look at that cheesiness. This was so good. My husband really likes these. I do too, but I try to make them with low carb bread when I make them for myself. But you can just take that, dip it right in that sauce, and you have yourself a pizza sandwich. It is very rare when my husband asks me to make something, and he had sent me a recipe to try out. So we're making some taco joes. I started by chopping up about 1/4 of a red onion. It was a pretty large red onion, so I only did about 1/4. 2 jalapeno peppers, seeds removed, and then 1 pound of ground beef, and I'm adding all of that into one skillet, and I'm going to let it all cook up together. Once my ground beef was done cooking, I did just take it over to drain all the grease off. And now I'm adding about 1.5 tablespoons of minced garlic, and I'm going to let that cook for about a minute or so. Once you can really smell that garlic, go ahead and add in 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of taco seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. At this point, just make sure you get those seasonings combined in really well. You can probably tell this is a little bit thinner than you want a sloppy joe to be. So in this little measuring cup, I have 1/4 cup of beef broth. You can also use chicken or vegetable broth. It doesn't really matter. You just need some sort of broth. And you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Add that into your mixture and you'll just let this simmer over a medium heat until it's thickened up. It should take about 5 to 7 minutes. Now I'm adding in 1 cup of this Mexican blend style cheese. If you don't have this cheese, you can also use cheddar, that would work just fine. You'll just want to mix this in and let it melt down. Here's what my finished plate looked like. We just ate these on some brioche buns. I sliced up some tomato on there, some shredded lettuce, sour cream, and underneath that tomato there's actually a little bit extra cheese. I looked up on the internet how to make the nacho style French fries from Taco Bell just to try to make these French fries go with this sandwich a little bit more, and they were pretty good, but they were not quite Taco Bell fries, but still overall really good meal. Now we're gonna make this quick and easy tuna melt. This will take no time at all and it's so good. In this little bowl I'm adding 1 can of drained tuna. I do like to use the canned tuna in water and not the one in oil. I think the one in oil just gives off a weird texture, so 1 can of drained tuna, 1 tablespoon of sweet relish, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I chopped up a very small amount of red onion. It was only about 2 teaspoons worth. And then just a few drops of lemon juice. This is not going to make a ton. This is enough for 2 sandwiches. You'll just want to make sure you get that mixed together really good. And then we are going to season with just a little bit of salt, pepper, and a dash of garlic. You can eat this as is, so make sure you give it a taste before you add it onto your sandwiches. Now again, I'm using my griddle. It's just easy to use the griddle for this. Instead of using butter for this bread, I'm actually just adding some mayonnaise onto that, and that's how we're going to make this sandwich. Once I get the bread down, I'm adding a handful of shredded cheddar cheese. You can use sliced cheese, I just did not have any on hand, so the shredded worked just fine. On top of the cheese, I'm adding a couple spoonfuls of that tuna mixture, and I'm going to try to spread it out the best I can. Over top the tuna, feel free to add more cheese. Since I was using shredded and it wasn't really staying together that well, I skipped the cheese on the other side, but if you are using a sliced cheese, this will work out a lot better. I went ahead and browned those up on both sides over a low heat, and this is what it looked like when it was all done. This recipe only makes 2 sandwiches, so just keep that in mind. It doesn't make a lot. So if you were going to make several of these, you would have to double the recipe. But overall, I love making simple things just like this for lunch. Up next, this isn't really a sandwich, it's more of a wrap, but I really wanted to share it because it's something I do eat a lot because you can make it in so many different ways and you can also keep it really low carb. First of all, I want to mention if you don't want to use a tortilla, you can just make this out of lettuce and have a lettuce wrap if you are keto or, want to keep it a little bit more lower carb than using a tortilla. But you can make this so many different ways and use any ingredients that you want to. Today, I'm using 1 low carb tortilla, layering that with 2 pieces of romaine lettuce, a slice of rotisserie style deli chicken breast, 2 slices of bacon. I like to add on some thick cheese. And today I am using some mild cheddar. Then I layered it with some Roma tomato, sliced red onion, and I folded it up really tight using toothpicks to help secure it, and then cut it in half, and that is what it'll look like right there. I love these, so fast and easy. I like to dip mine in spicy ranch. It is absolutely delicious with the spicy ranch. And like I said, you can skip the tortilla and keep this extremely low carb by just making a lettuce wrap. And I think you'll really enjoy it if you haven't tried it before. And feel free to mix up the ingredients inside. You can put whatever veggies, whatever lunch meat, however you want. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and sticking this video out. Leave me a flower down in the comments if you made it all the way to the end. I will see you guys back here on Sunday. Bye guys!